Hey guys, sorry we missed you. Let's go through everything so you don't miss a thing. So, a few heads ups. First of all, this class we're going to be starting your nonfiction. So, of course, you need your nonfiction book, which is why it was so great to see so many of you distance learners picking up your book on Monday. Remember, those books are still available at Blue Ridge all week this week up until Friday up in the main lobby. So, if you still need it, come by and grab it. Thursday and Friday, respectively 8AB days, when your war poetry major summative is due. So remember, that's your first major grade for quarter 4. You want to start strong, so let's be working on that. Last but not least, this is a heads up for everyone. Friday the 16th, that is an asynchronous day. Now remember, that does not mean you don't have school. You do. You were just not attending Google Meets, but there still would be work posted in Schoology from your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th block teachers. So make sure that you are on that. And of course, on the 20th of April, next Tuesday, begins our 4-day hybrid in person. So some heads up to get you set up, but let's kind of do some reminders. Where have we been and where are we going? Well, last class, if you remember, we went ahead and we didn't water ski across these poems, but we just looked at 2 of these, Prayer for the 21st Century and On Being Asked a War Poem. We went ahead and we reviewed our war poetry major summative, which you're going to have some time to work on today, and we worked on your Padlet, your minor summative. Today, we're going to do some brief reading SOL review. We're going to go ahead and do your reading journal review to remind you what that is, and last but not least, do a quick little lesson on literary nonfiction. So, without any further ado, let's hop to it. Here's what I'm going to say about SOL review. Your SOL is actually in just 3 weeks. It's on the 5th of May. So we want to make sure that you're ready. For you to be ready, here's what we're going to do. We need you to go and click on the first link down below. It's just literally, you can read through it straight through. It's just a quick little review if we're just talking about only some vocab review. So you're going to click on the first link down here in the description of the video. And then the second link is going to be a quick Google form to go ahead and kind of check your knowledge. So right now, let's go ahead and pause. Why don't you go and click on that first link to go ahead and read through those first couple slides. And then click on that second link to go ahead and take the quick Google form, check what you got. Go for it. Let's pause the video now. Now, let's move on to our next thing, reviewing stuff for literary nonfiction. So, little thing about this unit. So for this book club, it's going to be a little different because in the past you'd read the whole book and then you'd meet. This time we're going to meet as you read. So then it becomes the question of, so when am I meeting? Do me a favor. Go ahead and click down below and go and find your class. It's going to be the third set of links. Go and find your class first, second, third, fifth, seventh, or eighth block to go ahead and find out, okay, so what day should I be on what page? Take a look at that. I'll pause so you can maybe bookmark that. Wink. Go and take a look at that third link down. Terrific. Now, one more thing you need to know about this unit. We're going to be every class, we're going to have a quick little mini lesson about some skills. We're going to ask you to practice those in class. Then you're going to meet with your group about, what you guys have been reading, talk about it, come up with some ideas, because then you're going to write a reading journal. You're going to write 5 reading journals in total. 4 of them will be about different skills that we talk about throughout the course of reading. The last one, of course, in addition to your last one right here, this guy, this will be about the end of the book as a whole. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Each one is worth 20 points. When we put together those 20 points times 5, you're going to end up with 100 points. So probably a good idea to kind of remind ourselves of what goes into a reading journal, right? So if we take a look at a reading journal, it's a way to kind of go ahead and show your work almost. If you think about in math class, you go ahead and show your work by showing the teacher, here's what I'm working on, not just my answer. Reading journal is the same thing for your reading. So your reading journal should include things you noticed or theories about the text. It should develop theories about the author's purpose and its impact on the readers. Include some text evidence that supports your theories about what's going on or what the author's doing, and include multiple theories and possibilities. Don't forget to use those thought prompts, which you've seen before, like I noticed, or one theory I have is, or in the text. Or maybe the author. I wonder if the author, perhaps the author, this pushed me to think that. Or for evidence, for example, in the text it says, another example is, at one point in the text, or even multiple theories or possibilities. On the other hand, maybe it's deeper than that. Perhaps. You've seen these before, you'll see these again, you have access to these. Remember, for your grading, it's 300 words. Make sure that you include thought prompts to talk about your theories and opinions on the text, including specific text evidence. That gets you an A minus. If you're going for the A plus, though, include multiple interpretations and possibilities. So that said, go and hop into Schoology right now. Here's what we want you to do. Go into Schoology, go into our purple nonfiction folder, go ahead and find the thing. It's the green puzzle piece that says Reading Journal Formal Formative. Go ahead and take that guy. Let's see how you do, and we're going to go ahead and pause so you can take care of that now. Good luck. Now, for our last part today, let's go ahead and turn to your nonfiction book because we're reading literary nonfiction. It's not just facts, because you're going to find a whole bunch of facts. And remember, facts are things you're going to find in a textbook. The names of people, the dates, the locations, the specific things that happen. We know that's like a textbook. But literary nonfiction means that there's a story involved. So with a story, you're also going to find central ideas and themes. Remember, a fact is something specific in the text, but a central idea is a big idea about a topic in the text, maybe kind of what the author wants you to understand. A theme, you know, is a generalization about life that arises from the text. So here's a great example from The Alchemy of Air. A very plain fact: the Haber-Bosch process uses high pressure to fix nitrogen, which is important in the manufacture of fertilizer and explosives. There's no denying that. That is a scientific fact. Okay, we got that. When it comes to a central idea, though, it's actually the brilliance and perseverance of Haber and Bosch to go ahead and really kind of create life-saving developments, but also kind of make World War I and II possible. So what can we draw from this central idea? What's something about life we can draw from it? Well, maybe it's possible to go ahead and avoid catastrophic unintended consequences to scientific development, right? So here's what we're going to do. The next clip down, if you look down in the chat, the next clip down you're going to go ahead and see is a very brief clip from Hidden Figures, the movie. Go ahead and check that out and see what you're noticing about specific facts, maybe the time period, who's involved, central ideas, maybe what the author wants you to understand about what some of the characters are facing, and then, of course, maybe about some themes you're starting to see come through. Let's go ahead and pause right now so you can watch this quick clip. Terrific. Now, what did you notice about some of the facts, some of the people or the places or the dates involved? What about the central idea? What were some bigger issues that the characters were facing that maybe the author wanted you to recognize? Last but not least, what were some major themes that you might have seen starting to develop in just that scene? I'll bet you found some, right? Let's actually see how that works here in a very brief read aloud. So you can go ahead and access the read aloud in the next link down. Even you can go ahead and access me reading it to you if you want to go ahead and follow along. So go ahead, read, listen, and see what you can notice about facts, specific dates, specific places, specific people, or verifiable, provable things that happened. What can you notice about central ideas? Some of those bigger issues that are going on in the story, maybe problems characters face that the author wants us to be aware of. And what themes, what relationships can we draw to life are you starting to see emerge? Go ahead and read and or listen along. We'll pause so you can do that now. So now what do you need to do? Give yourself a chance. Read for 10 minutes and see what kind of facts, interesting details you can come up with in your story. Look for some central ideas, maybe ideas that the author wants you to understand about the topic your book is about, or some possible themes. So go ahead and give yourself 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and pause the video. See what you can notice about facts, central ideas, and themes. Work. Remember, keep reading and make sure you're keeping up with your group so you can be ready to go ahead and talk about the next section with your book with your group to make sure that you guys have ideas to write for your reading journal. As we close, this is where I want you to go and start working on your war poetry summative. So pretty simple. Go back to that Padlet, find your answer that you want to expand on, and then expand on it. Add more quotes from more poems, and make sure you add lots of commentary to explain how each quote goes ahead and supports your answer. If you have questions, as always, go ahead and feel free to go ahead and shoot me an email. Otherwise, good luck. You got this.